And here with a festive selection of the funniest news stories of the year are Roy Hudd, June Whitfield, Chris Emmett and the Peter Moss Band with the Christmas Huddlines.
Thank you. I think so. And welcome to the show. It's time for Christmas frolics, so here, direct from their triumphant workers' playtime at the Ann Summers Christmas Cracker Factory, where they pulled quite a few bangers. Yes, it's them with a smile, a song, and a most unusual plastic novelty. Murdoch and Maxwell.
Well, if it isn't Mucky Murder.
And it's bendy toy Bobbie Maxwell. So Christmas is upon us yet again, eh?
Yes, it seems to come round faster and faster each year, doesn't
Only
it?
because the flaming shops start earlier and earlier.
They do indeed. Around September they were looking for old men to play Santa Claus.
Well, I suppose it's seasonal work for status quo, isn't it, really?
Here, did you stuff your Christmas bird this year?
No, I got Kenneth Clark to come round and do it for me.
Well, he's done a good job on the nurses, hasn't he?
Yes. Little festive satire there, folks.
I tell you what, though, I'm glad there's no more post. Oh, dear, all those Christmas cards.
Oh, dear, and there's always one where you spend the next 3 weeks trying to work out who the hell Madge and Arthur are, isn't there, eh?
That's the one, yes.
Until you find the Polaroids from the Saga wife-swapping party, and then you know.
Oh, yes, Madge was the one with the handlebar moustache. Yes,
That's it. Then there's the telly, always the same.
Leslie Crowther.
Talking to the kids in hospital.
Not now, he's visiting kids on the waiting list.
I see. More festive satire from Santa's favourite sugar baby there.
And, of course, there's always the endless snooker on TV.
Oh, I know. The Queen had to record her Christmas speech while playing Steve Davis, you know.
Then there's those people appearing on your doorstep, the ones you only see once a year.
Carol singers?
No, the dustmen.
Yes, it's very strange how they never drop their money down the garden path, isn't it?
At least Maggie Thatcher's finally realised that Christmas is a time for helping the needy.
Oh, she's taking action then?
Yes, she's abolishing it.
I see. And I got a lovely present from the missus this year.
Did you?
Not half. A shirt from Harvey Proctor's shop.
Oh, nicely tied up, eh?
Oh, not half. The only problem is it keeps riding up at the back.
Aye, that's your lot.
My name is Spunk Whistler. Eric Spunk Whistler, and I am a private dick. An internationally renowned private sleuth with offices in Dorking, Leatherhead and Reigate. My horrific story began a couple of weeks ago. I was just perusing the Dorking Advertiser, reading about a scientist who reckons he can breed mice the size of dogs, when I heard a soft footfall. As I looked up, my eye fell on a beautiful blonde floozy. She picked it up, dusted it off, and I popped it back in. She spoke.
Are you Eric Spunk Whistler, the private dick?
That's right, baby. I nodded as I answered. A big mistake. My eye fell out again.
I wish to make use of your services. I want you to find my Ginger.
Your Ginger?
He's gone missing. 1 minute he was busy walking along a shelf, knocking china ornaments into my hand as I lay eating cream chocolate. And then suddenly he was gone.
Crumbs!
I must get him back. I'll give you absolutely anything you like.
Money?
Yes, that as well.
I'll take the case. London. On my arrival, I went straight to Scotland Yard.
Hello. All right, Sterling Moss, where's the fire? Is this your car, sir? Move along there, please. You're Nick, chummy. Oh, look at these drugs I just happened to have found in your pocket. Can I help you, sir?
Yes. I want to join the free... No, I don't know. I'm investigating the disappearance of a ginger cat.
Well, this report here may help. You stand still while I hit you. There's nothing worse than a bent copper. It seems 3 great airy animals attacked a remote farm.
What happened?
Well, apparently, they all ran up to the farmer's wife.
Yes?
who cut off their tails with a carving knife.
Crikey!
Here's a photo taken at the scene. Did you ever see such a thing in your life?
I looked at the snapshot. The tails were huge, about 3 feet long and as thick as an diamond. I left the yard.
Goodbye, matey. Do you know what the speed limit is? Oh, dear, looks like you'll be going down for 5.
OK, Professor, the game's over. I found out all about your giant mice.
Mice? That was just the first experiment. Now I can increase the size of anything.
But why would you want to make something bigger?
Have you never asked yourself that question? I'm going to start with my brain. One zap with my genetic ray, and I have the biggest brain in the world. Here goes.
No, wait! The machine is on backwards. How? Your brain, it must have shrunk to the size of a peanut. Speak to me, Professor, speak to me.
Oh, dear, I think I've made a terrible mistake.
It's the Christmas Huddlines, bringing you a review of the top news stories. Take this one, for example. In late March, a report came out saying old people should be looked after by robots. Well, we've got robots in charge of pensioners already. They're called the DHSS, aren't they? But will the idea catch on? The Huddlines unpacked its hardware to find out. Welcome to Saga Cybermen, suppliers of wrinkly robots.
Do you do androids?
Not without an anaesthetic.
No. I meant your robots. Are they any good?
Good. I've had offers, you know, and I've got cups to prove it. I've invented an electric blanket for incontinence, you know.
Well, what did you get for that?
A big blue spark right at me back.
Look.
Mind you, it got rid of the wax in the ears beautifully. Nice.
No, I was looking for something to keep me busy when Kilroy Silk's not on.
Well, why didn't you say so, madam? Here, let me show you my widow's friend. There he is. Meet Robo-Hobbler.
Hello, Tiger.
Yes, Robo-Hobbler. Part man, part commode. Now then, Robo-Hobbler.
That's me.
Your starter for tin. Tell the lady what gives you your supervision.
My bionic bifocals.
Yes. Oh. And what gives you your sense of smell?
My high-tech conch.
Yes. And what gives you your superhuman hearing?
3:30.
Oh, dear. Well, is he useful around the house?
I should say so. He can put the cat out at night and soak your teeth for you. Although the other day he put out my teeth and put the cat in a glass of water.
Oh, what's happened?
Well, the cat wasn't very comfy, but my teeth caught 7 mice. He can do everything we can, only much better.
Oh, really? Can he... Can he...
Only on wet weekends and during Emmerdale Farm.
Daleks.
Quick, now, look, it's all gone punny. Now, you have to shove another 50-pence piece in his slot.
Yes, please.
Do I? That sounds expensive. I'm only a pensioner, you know. Suppose I run out of money.
Easy. You just press the emergency Edwina Curry button and he mortgages your house for you. As another year draws to a close, we on the News Huddlines have been thinking about life in the fast lane. Fast food, fast bucks. So we present a Christmas pantomime for our time. The Fast Whittington, otherwise known as the Quick Dick. I am Richard Whittington.
And I am Richard's mum.
And I'm Dick's dad.
We've all got a rumbling whitting tum.
We've got no food.
We've got no job.
We're hungry and we're cold.
Nap off, Dick. Go to London.
Yes, the streets are paved with gold.
In that case, I shall go and seek my fortune in the smoke. Please, Mummy tries not to
Oh,
cry.
blimey, that's a joke. Nap off, and don't come back until you're rich and fat.
Here is your stick and handkerchief, and take that smelly cat.
Oh, where did you get that cat? Where did you get that mug? Can't think what you see in it.
You could have had a dog.
It smells like red barrel when it's going flat.
Whene'er you like, get on your bike
And take that smelly cat.
Well, here we are in London, Puss. We're here in London now. Well, what do you say to that then, Puss?
Oh, yes, all right, meow.
Oh, look, dear Puss, a great big house. Oh, look, dear Puss, do look. I'll try for work. Knock, knock.
Who's there? I'm Sarah. I'm the cook. What do you want?
I want a job.
I bet you do, mate, yes. But this is old Fitzwarren's gaff. We're on the YTS.
Come on then, Puss, we'll trudge off home upon our weary way. The bells of Highgate beckon us, but what is that they say?
Oh, where did you get that cat? It smells a trifle queer. Turn again, Dick Whittington, we don't want your cat here. Nap off back to Gloucester, it smells just like a drain. We'll call the old bill of Highgate Hill if you don't turn again.
Now all I've got is rags, dear Puss, and all you've got is fur. Ad-libbing again. But never mind, I love you, Puss.
Oh, thank you.
The streets aren't really paved with gold, and I can get no work. Oh dear, I'll never be Lord Mayor.
Of course you won't, you bird.
Right. Here's old Fitzwarren's house again. Dear Puss, I'll try once more. Knock, knock.
Hello, Fitzwarren here. Who's knocking at my door? At last, you're what I want. My search is at an end.
Oh, thank you, sir.
Not you, you scruff. I meant your hairy friend. Where did you get that cat? It nips like rotting hay. I must have that cat. The smell will drive the rats away. I can't stand these rodents, because I am such a top. I'll feed it on fish and every dish, but as for you, nap off. I'll feed it on fish and every dish, but as for you, nap off. Bye-bye.
Chung-lo ting, wo ping. Now, that's an ancient Tibetan greeting. Either that or I've just ordered 57 prawn balls, I'm not sure. But the reason I'm showing you the full flexibility of my tongue is, of course, because of the Dalai Lama. He's been in exile from his home country, Tibet, for nearly 30 years. But in April, he came to Britain. Well, he heard Clark's had a sandal sale on. The Huddlines were there, disguised as an oriental thigh-bone flute.
Hello there.
Oh, hello. Let me see now. You must be...
Kate Essen, Foreign Office.
Oh, yes.
I've come to help you welcome the Dalai Lama. Is there anything special I need to know about him?
Well, just one thing. Whatever you do, don't ask him what he thinks of red china. He'll only say it goes very well with a white tablecloth. And we don't want to hear that joke again, do we?
No, we do not. I say, look out, here he comes.
Oh, right.
Yen tong, yen tong, yen tong, yen tong, yen tong, life hall. Hello. I am the Dalai Lama. It's a better name than Smith. I walk around in funny robes and my feet, they don't half niff.
Ah, Dalai.
How's your lady friend?
Have you met my colleague, Kate Essen?
Row.
Well then, Dalai Kate Essen.
Pleased to meet you.
Pleased to meet you, too. I have only two of my closest advisors with me on this trip. Pinghua and Tum Cha.
Have you come far?
No, he stayed at home. I am a very religious person. I find my understanding of the true meaning of life helps me in my dealings with Red China.
Ah, and what do you think of Red...
Kate.
Oh, sorry. But how did you come to lose your country to the Chinese?
Gambling.
Gambling?
Gambling. Yes. Yes, the Chinese came along and said they were going to take something from me. I said, you want to bet?
Oh.
They said, yes, please, and took it. Maybe one day I can return to my homeland if I re-establish relations with Red China.
Oh, what do you think of Red... Oh!
Every time he goes feline.
I'm sorry about that, your huge Rama Lama ding-dong.
Ding dong, that rings a bell.
You ring bells in Tibet.
Not bells, a row. A rope is tied to the Dalai's ankles and then he is told.
Really?
No, I told Dalai. No wonder I spent 30 years in exile. But I hear on the yak vine that the Red Chinese are interested in negotiating my return.
Really? Will you get around the table with them?
Oh, yes. And I shall wear this, my peace robe. It is ceremonial silk of the purest white.
But it looks like a white tablecloth.
Exactly. It goes very well with Red China.
And of course, 1988 was Olympic year, a time when we asked whether it's fair that athletics should be represented by amateurs, inadequate, incompetent, and generally not up to it. But so much for the selectors. At least our athletes did their best. And doing their best to make it the most irritating spectacle of the year were, of course, the television presenters. We joined them on a tatty sofa in a Teddington TV studio.
Hello, June, are you there?
Hello?
June.
Hello, Chris, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, Chris.
Good, well, come over here, sit down. We've got to try and speak to Roy in Korea. Roy! Hello, Roy. Roy, can you hear me?
No, I'm afraid not.
Can you hear me now?
No, I still can't hear you.
Roy, you're just pretending that you can't hear me, aren't you?
Yes.
Why?
I think it all adds to the excitement, don't you?
Roy, can you tell us what's the atmosphere like there?
Frankly, Chris, the atmosphere is terrible.
Why is that?
I'm in the weightlifter's changing room.
Roy?
Sorry?
Roy, are you still there?
I can hear you.
Yes. I hear that Britain are doing very well with a late entrant in the mixed discipline.
That's right, Cynthia Payne's just arrived.
Do you think she'll beat the Russians?
Give her a couple of luncheon vouchers and she'll beat anybody, Chris.
Chris?
Roy, on the subject of gymnastics...
Yes, June.
I understand the British team gave an amazing display on the floor.
Yes, it was asking for trouble putting them in the mixed shallows, if you ask me. But...
Are you still there, Roy?
Yes, June.
I can't hear him.
Thursday.
Hello?
Sorry?
Any major surprises at the games, Roy?
Well, one very big surprise, Yvonne.
What's that? What's that?
I can't tell you.
Why not?
It's a surprise.
Roy?
Yes, June?
Are you still there? Roy, what about some of the new events in the games?
Well, following the success of the synchronized swimming in Los Angeles, this year they've introduced formation double glazing, pro-celebrity washing up, and throwing telephone directories at a squirrel. But there's one new event Britain looks like winning hands down. It's a long-distance overland walking event.
And who's going to win that?
Mark Phillips. He set off yesterday and he should be back in England by Christmas. Back to the studio.
Back to where? On here.
Well, not only did telly make a mess of the Olympics this year, there were also scores of complaints about a Second World War series that made the RAF pilots out to be yuppies and was so full of inaccuracies and fallacies it looked like a government white paper. So, Huddlines decided to go one better as we present World War II, The Love Story.
London, 1939. Neville Chamberlain, stand-up comedian and part-time Prime Minister, returns from Munich.
Here we go then, girls. Now, what do you want? The white book, the blue book, or the piece of paper now? Straight up now, signed by Hitler himself, and it goes like this. There was a young man called Hitler who had a funny moustache and a tit-fat. He said, peace in our time, Europe's yours and not mine, but meanwhile I'll have Czechoslovakia. Thank you very much.
Meanwhile, far, far away in a small town in Germany, humble sausage stuffer Eva Braun, played by Joan Collins, is being wooed by ambitious estate agent Adolf Hitler, played by Michael Caine.
Here, do you know, Eva? Do you know, I'm going to rule the world one day. Not a lot of people know that.
Oh, Adolf,
Yeah?
do you like my Diamante Lederhosen? Oh, dear, I've fallen in the river. And all my clothes are all wet. And falling off.
Not now, Eva. Let me do it to Poland first, then I'll do it to you.
So Hitler marched into Poland, violence removed because it's peak viewing time, and then into the rest of Europe, pausing only for an advert break.
Yeah, it's not easy trying to feed an army on the march. That's why I recommend Panzer pizzas. A firm, crunchy base smothered with melted Mussolini mozzarella. It's just what the Dr. Goebbels ordered. Yeah, Panzer pizzas, the best way to invade your stomach.
In London, Winston Churchill, played by Barbara Windsor, addresses the War Cabinet.
War Cabinet, Whitehall, London, West 1. Here. Why are you called the War Cabinet?
War!
I've got trouble at the front.
Yes, I can see that, Mr. Churchill, yes. Yes. Oh, no, don't.
Oh, no. Now leave it out,
What, in this weather? Yes.
But that was nothing compared to the Battle of Britain, where our brave young chaps waited patiently and quietly to go into action.
Here we go, here we go, here we go.
The hero of the hour was Squadron Leader Orville.
Well done, sir. 49 kills with a single bullet.
I didn't.
You did.
I didn't.
You did.
I didn't.
I never could stand that duck.
And so the war was won, and Adolf and Eva lived happily ever after in Argentina, coaching the national football team. Winston Churchill gave up politics and became a professional stripper. And Nazi Supremo Martin Bormann parachutes into Grantham and opens a grocer's shop. World War II, The Love Story, coming soon from Huddlines TV.
Oh, what do you think of taking off for Christmas? Wouldn't you like to spend it overseas? And nowhere's out of reach. We'd fly to Bondi Beach in the time it takes a turkey to defreeze.
What do you think?
Well, happy Christmas.
Have a drumstick.
What a whopper. That's a turkey.
No, an emu.
What do you think?
What do you think? Let's go to France and wish them all Joyeux Noël.
What do you think? Just try our wines with Grave or Medoc or Moselle.
What do you think? I'll have the usual, please. A pint of Hirondelle.
Did you ever?
Who'd believe it?
What do you think? what do you think of Christmas time in Russia? Dreaming of vodka works up quite a thirst. I'd book with Aeroflot and fly there with a shot. That's if Coca-Cola hadn't got there first.
What do you think? Let's go to Spain where we can eat until we drop.
What do you think? I serve paella, but this man, he tell me to stop.
What do you think? I like it best without the icing on the top.
Did you ever?
Who'd believe it?
What do you think?
What do you think?
I love you, Aussies.
Have a mince pie.
Cooked in butter?
Well, you're close. It's kookaburra.
What do you think?
What do you think? Around the world, there's food for any gastronome.
What do you think? There's great kebabs in Greece and pizzerias in Rome.
What do you think? On second thoughts, I'll have a takeaway at home.
Did you ever?
Merry Christmas! Let's have a drink!
What do you think? Hey!
Those were the Christmas Huddlines, starring Roy Hudd, June Whitfield and Chris Emmett, with the Peter Moss Huddliners. Sketches were by Martin Booth, Markham Williamson, Paul B. Davis, Alan Whiting, Mike Coleman, Stuart Silver, Peter Hickey and Tony Hare, with songs by Richard Quick and Jeremy Brown. Additional lines by Michael Dines, Les Peters-Rowley, Dave Dixon and Robert Linford.
All of whom are trying to find the threepenny bit hidden by our producer,
Mark Robson.
And you can join Roy Hudd in a repeat series of the award-winning Huddwinks at 7 o'clock on Saturday evening. That is, of course, New Year's Eve. And next Tuesday, in this slot, 10:30, you can join Carl Gorham and Amanda Swift exploring the chocolate assortment that is life, knowledge and love. The first programme looks at health.
Other stressful jobs include being a highly trained, highly skilled brain surgeon. And even more stressful, being a totally untrained, unskilled brain surgeon.
Gorham and Swift with a new series next Tuesday at 10:30.